In today's video, I will show you how to make this beautiful lacy scarf. This lacy stitch is quite simple and there are only 2 repeating rows. You can easily adjust this pattern to other projects. For example, if you make it wider, this would be a beautiful wrap. Or you can use this stitch to make a beautiful lacy baby blanket. And if you make it in white, that would be a lovely baby Christian shawl. There are so many possibilities, and a scarf is just one of them. To make my scarf, I will use Caron Simply Soft yarn and a hook size H 5 millimeters. The multiple for this stitch is 9 plus 3, and for my scarf I will start with chain 39. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I have 39 chains and I'm ready to start my first row. Into the second chain from the hook I will make a single crochet. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next chain. 1, 2. So over here I make a single crochet. And now in this row all I need to do is to make a single crochet into each chain across. So this row is very simple. I completed my row of single crochets and now I'm ready to start my second row. So chain 3 turn. Here I already have 3 chains and turn. These 3 chains will count as the first double crochet of this row. And now into the second single crochet I make a double crochet. Now I will skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and into the next single crochet I will make a treble. So yarn over twice and I make a treble into the third single crochet. Next I make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and I make a single crochet into the next single crochet. Now again 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next single crochet I will make a treble. Now I will skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and into the next single crochet I make a double crochet. And into the next single crochet I will make another double crochet. And now my pattern will start repeating from this point. I skip 2 single crochets and into the next single crochet I make a treble. Then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into the next single crochet. Again 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and a treble into the next single crochet. I skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and I make a double crochet into the next single crochet. Then another double crochet. And the pattern begins to repeat again. So I continue crocheting this way until the end of this row. Here I am at the end of this row and I end this row with a double crochet into the last 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So this is what this second row looks like. To start my next row I make 3 chains and turn. And again these 3 chains will count as my first double crochet and I make a double crochet into the next double crochet. Next I make 2 chains, 1, 2, and I skip the next treble right here and into the next chain 3 space I make a single crochet. Next 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the next chain 3 space I make a single crochet as well. Now I make 2 chains, 1, 2, and I make a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And now the pattern begins to repeat. I make 2 chains, 1, 2, I skip the treble, I make a single crochet into the chain 3 space, I make 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make a single crochet into the next chain 3 space. I make 2 chains. I'm skipping this treble, and I make a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And I will continue crocheting this way until the end of this row. And I end this row with a double crochet into each of the last 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And this is what my pattern looks like. I start row 4 with 3 chains and turn, and I make a double crochet into the next double crochet. Next, I skip this chain 2 space, and into the next chain 5 space over here, I make a treble. Then I make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the same chain 5 space, I make a single crochet. Again, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the same space, a treble. Then I skip this single crochet and this chain 2 space, and I make a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And from this point the pattern begins to repeat. I skip the chain 2 space, and into the chain 5 space I make a treble, 3 chains, into the same chain 5 space I make a single crochet, then 3 chains, and into the same chain 5 space I make another treble. Then I skip the next single crochet and chain 2 space, and I make a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And the pattern begins to repeat again, and I continue crocheting this way until the end of this row. And I finish this row with 2 double crochets. So from this point all I need to do is to repeat rows 3 and 4 for the pattern. Here I completed the rows 3 and 4 several times, and you can see that my lacy pattern begins to show very nicely. And you simply continue crocheting until your piece measures about 60 inches long, or your desired length. You must end with row 4. And now let me show you how to make the last row so that the top and the bottom of our scarf match. Remember, in the beginning we made 1 row of single crochets, so we should make a row of single crochets on the other side of our scarf as well. So for this last row I start with chain 1 and turn, and then I make a single crochet into the very first double crochet. Then I make a single crochet into the next double crochet. Now I'm going to skip this treble and make 3 single crochets into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Next I have a single crochet over here, that's where I'm going to make another single crochet. Then I make 3 single crochets into the next chain 3 space. I skip this treble and I make a single crochet into the next double crochet, and again into the next double crochet. And from this point the pattern begins to repeat. I skip the treble and make 3 single crochets into the chain 3 space. Next I make a single crochet into the next single crochet. Then again 3 single crochets into the next chain 3 space. I skip treble and make a single crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. And I continue this way until the end of this row. And here I am at the end of this row. I finished with a single crochet into each of the last 2 double crochets, and at this point I will fasten off and my scarf is ready.